Hey everyone. Hello friends, how are you? Look at that. Say hi to everybody, Jordan. We're out doing our walk. He's doing okay. Right, buddy? You doing good? Okay, you be good. So just real quick, I saw a video this morning that sparked an idea that I wanted to talk to you about, and I'd really like your feedback. And this is really around the whole notion of, do you want to be debt free or financially free? So let's first talk about both of them, kind of from my definition, and then sort of talk about, my ideas of which one to go for. So being debt free is probably the easiest. That means you don't owe anything to anyone. You don't have a car payment, no credit card debt, student loans, not even a mortgage, right? You literally owe nothing to no one. So that's going to be debt free. And then financially free means that you have enough money coming in from passive or semi-passive income sources that pays your monthly bills. So you don't have to have one of these, the JOB, the job that just over broke, or whatever you want to call that. Basically, you're out of the rat race. So when I hear topics like that, they kind of make it sound like you're either one or the other. And I think that's a mistake. And I do think there's this push and pull going on out there with the, different sources. One of them is trying to sell books and, talking about being debt free and, snowball effect and all of those kinds of things. And I get it, right? High interest rate debt and all of those are bad, and paying off things you've enjoyed once over years is a mistake. I get it. But I also think it's short-sighted. I think being debt free, too early actually limits your possibilities. And I think that's the mistake that I see out there. And I only can use myself as an example. For example, if I was debt free at 35, I wouldn't be financially free at 45. And that's a big deal, right? So for example, at 35, we probably own 4 or 5 rental properties. Let's just say that's where we stopped and I spent the next decade paying those off. Okay. All right, looks like I'm connected again. Sorry about that, everyone. So again, 5 houses, 200 grand, $1 million. Their income is probably 5,000, maybe let's say 6,000 gross, which is like 3,000 net. I'm still working. At 45, even if I paid them off in 10 years, I'm still working because I can't live on $3,000 where I am. Maybe some parts of the world I could, but not in the Silicon Valley. That wouldn't even cover a month's rent. Even if my mortgage was paid off, it still wouldn't be a very nice living. So that's what I mean by you've got to watch where you are in your horizon. I believe you shouldn't have credit card debt. All of those things that are kind of obvious, I think, are true. But when you're looking to become financially free, you need to use debt strategically, right? You need to use debt that allows you to buy assets, and those assets are going to be what goes up with inflation, both in value and rent and all of those things. And it's that asset growth that allowed us to build enough properties and portfolio that when we were done, then we could do some fun things. Then we could go and say, okay, for example, we sold an 18-unit apartment building. We took all of our down payment back, all the mortgage pay down, all of the appreciation, and applied that towards mortgage debt on some single family homes. So when you build that big asset base, you can start making strategic decisions. Are we debt free today? No, not by any stretch. Are we leveraged very much? No, not at all. But again, you got to know where you are in the goal. So in the end, I think debt free, that idea, that notion sells books. I actually think it's harmful for people too early. I think you need to use debt, specifically real estate debt, on rental properties to grow your asset base so that when the tide rises, and the tide is inflation, you're helped with rent growth and property value growth, right? Helps your income statement and your balance sheet. And then when you're done, right, after you've done this for 10 or 15 or 20 years, then you could sit back and go, okay, is it time to be debt free? Or is it time to cut my debt in half? Right, you can have those discussions. I just don't think you can do both. I don't think you can build a decent real estate portfolio and be debt free at the same time. You won't have enough, right? In our example, we would have had 5 houses. I'd still be working. I'd still be working until I was 65. That's another 20 years of work. So in the end, I believe you should use real estate debt. You know, I think you should be very conservative, but I think real estate debt is good, right? I think you should be building assets while you are working, and then when you get ready to be done, then look at your portfolio, sell some stuff off, pay other stuff off, and go from there. So that's what I think. Let me know what you think. Sorry about the little technology glitches there.